is a super important ingredient in any healthy relationship or friendship that often gets overlooked. Good friends are loyal and accept you for who you are, and they show up for you. Today we'll be featuring Thornton Cline with his latest release, Between Fins. Now, it has something to do with fish, but also doesn't have anything to do with fish. Stay tuned to find out more about Between the Fins in this episode of Books with Bridgetti. If you're just joining us, then welcome to Books with Bridgetti. I'm your host, Bridgetti Limbanda from Cape Town in South Africa, and this live stream is made possible by StreamYard and BeLive Media. Now, a special warm welcome to you, our audience, whether you are watching us over on Amazon Live, Facebook, on LinkedIn, if you're watching us on YouTube, also over on Twitter, then a very warm welcome. This is an audience-centric show, so you are more than welcome to say hello. We can give you a shout out if this is your first time joining us. And if you have a question for our author today, Thornton Cline, please feel free to let us know and we'd be happy to give you a shout out. We are going to be talking about his brand new release, Between Fins, an amazing story. So if you've got little ones at home, or if you've got nieces and nephews, then this is the show for you. You don't want to miss this amazing book release called Between Fins. But before I introduce our amazing author Thornton Cline to you, a lot of the authors are still releasing books online as we are doing now. And I thought just before I introduce Thornton, I just wanted to give you one or two quick tips that you could really make your online appearance when you are releasing your book, talking about your book, promoting your book. Make that work well for you. There's a few things that you can do to level up so that you get the best results when you are online. So one of the things I recommend is having a great webcam if you can. And what I do recommend is the Logitech range, and I use the Logitech Brio because it's got a trademarked bright light and high dynamic technology, which means you don't have to worry too much about your lighting conditions. So there's not too much fiddling going on with lighting. And you also want to make sure people can hear you clearly. So you can just use normal earphones, and they've got also a microphone in there, which is still better than your built-in microphone in your laptop computer or your phone. But you do want to use something that makes sure the sound is good, because if people can't hear you well, they will tune out. So for example, I use the Samsung condenser microphone, but not everybody wants to or needs to use a big microphone. You could also just use, as I said, your earphones for a microphone, or you can invest in something like the Rode lavalier lapel microphone. These work fantastically as well. And then a lot of people, just a very quick tip for you. I know a lot of people are on the go. They're perhaps in a library when they're releasing their book, or they're in a school. I want to just give you a quick tip for using your phone. A lot of people will simply use their phone in portrait mode. So I'm going to recommend you turn your phone the other way into landscape. I don't know if you've ever tried to release a book or you've gone online and you see those black lines on the side, and that is because you're holding your phone in portrait mode. So if you turn it in landscape, people will see you in the same orientation as I'm appearing on screen now, and you get better real estate. So if you were, for example, trying to hold up your book, you've got enough space so people can see you and your book. And Thornton's going to be doing that in a minute. So look out for that. That's a great tip when you are doing a book release or talking about your book online. Hold your phone in landscape. And the other great tip I wanted to give to you is also when you are doing that, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but invest in a tripod or something that stabilizes your phone. You could use fancy things like these to add to your tripod. You don't have to, but do invest in a tripod so that your picture is stable and you don't make people seasick while they are watching you. Now, to introduce my amazing guest for today with Between Fins. Since Thornton, he says, since his mother signed him up for piano lessons at the age of 5, he's been writing nonstop. Now, listen to this. Thornton has got over a thousand, yes, I said that right, over 1,000 published songs, 150 recorded songs, 32 plus traditionally published adult, children's, and young adult books. Thornton's also been nominated multiple times for Grammy and Dove Awards. In 2017, he won first place for the Maxy Literary Award for Best Children's Young Adult Book. He's also been honored with the Platinum Award for the sale of over 1 million copies of his hit song, Love is the Reason. Several of his books have reached the top 10 in the Amazon charts in the United States. And Thornton was also inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame at the Tennessee Songwriters Association International Songwriters Awards show on April 14 in 2021. And he doesn't stop. He continues to mentor, speak, teach, and inspire aspiring authors and songwriters throughout the world. And so let me introduce Thornton Cline. Thornton, welcome.
Wow, what a wow, what a accolade there. um, uh, Warm greetings to all those that are watching, the audience, and a shout out to my illustrator, very, very talented and gifted illustrator, Alice Antony, who couldn't be here today, but those that may be watching know her. And also shout out to my amazing, very, very great SYP publisher, Terry Jarrell, and she's joining us today too. And
yes, she's joining us. So let's welcome Terry Jarrell to the show. Terry, so glad that you're able to join us today. Thank you for making the time to come online.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, you've got this amazing, amazing award-winning author and songwriter that you're working with. How did you meet Thornton, by the way?
Thornton and I met at a book festival in Tennessee, in Nashville. And he introduced himself. His booth that he had a book at was, I don't know, 2 or 3 away from us. And we chatted off and on for the 2 days and exchanged cards. And then he contacted me at one point with a couple of his books, of which Between Fins was one. So we're quite pleased to have it.
Yeah, and it's a pity that Alice Antony isn't able to join us because she's done some of your other books and she's an amazing, amazing illustrator.
She's
Thornton,
quite talented.
She is. Thornton, can I ask you to just hold up that book because it's such a beautiful cover?
Yes, I'm very proud of it, and so excited. We get rave reviews and comments about it. It's kind of a little slanted here. There we go. Can everybody see that?
It's a gorgeous book, and the cover's glossy.
Glossy, yeah, no, it's really.
It's beautiful. It's an absolute beautiful. Did she come up with the colors, or did you come up with the colors?
She did. Alice is the one. Give her a lot of credit. Like Terry said, she's very talented and she's gifted. And I wanted to say when everything that Terry said is true. We did meet up at the book festival, Southern Festival of Books in Nashville, Tennessee, in downtown Nashville, and I admired her books. I thought that she had some really amazing authors, and I liked her covers and everything. That's why I wanted to approach her about the possibility of considering some of my books and everything. So,
well, I think you guys, make a great team. So, Terry, tell us a little bit about Southern Yellow Pine Publishing.
We're a small independent publisher. We publish in a traditional fashion, and we publish most adult genres, and we publish children's books. We primarily publish authors throughout the Southeast. So that's where most of our authors come from.
Well, congratulations on helping Thornton get out this amazing book, Between Fins. Thornton, tell us, where did the concept? Now, I mean, apart from the fact that you really love children, where did the concept come from for Between Fins?
okay, well, as a songwriter and author, I try to pay attention and listen to people, and listen to not spy on people or eavesdrop, but I listen. And there's ideas out there all the time. People tell me, well, I can't ever get an idea. I have writer's block or whatever. But for me, it's not the case. I'll show you. This is the picture where it all started. Okay. Do you see that? It's called Cafe Marina. Well, I was visiting my sister in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, and I took her to dinner, and we went to dinner. And this amazing seafood place, restaurant, and I observed it, and it had probably the largest aquarium I've ever seen, indoor aquarium, that was sitting close to our table. And so my mind the gears started grinding on the turning and everything, and I went over to and I watched the kids looking at it, and their faces pressed against the glass, and they were admiring the fish, and that's where it all started. And of course, it has a real positive message, important message to the world. Actually, it's and to kids and all. So that's how it came about. Which is.
Do you ever switch off? I mean, it's like, for you to be able to have picked up on something like that means that you've got to be very sort of observant about people and things around you all the time. Something like that could have easily been overlooked, but because you were observant, and here you have a book based on a single incident or experience, is that something you just do routinely all the time? Just sort of observe people?
It is. It's a part of me. I can't change it. It's just part of me. Sometimes I wake up from dreams. It's very rare, but I've actually written books from dreams. The one that Terry has published too is A Novel Life that came out of a dream. And didn't tell her that, but a lot of things happen from real life. A friend of mine gave me a mug that I have on my baby grand piano where I write songs from, and it says on it, "Be careful what you say or do. You might end up in my novel." So that's basically it. I actually literally observe all the time. I'm in camera mode. Is that what they call it? So my mind actually takes pictures. I can't explain it. It takes pictures, photographs of things that I remember, which is.
I think that's amazing, and what a nice mug to have on your on your piano. I think that's incredible. Thornton, so tell us a little bit about how you put
I
the
think it's in
story.
so many authors.
So I think, I mean, there's a story behind, apart from just you watching, observing the children and then building a story around it. There's an overarching message that comes out of the book.
Correct. It's very, very true. It's the message I'll kind of came out, and the story kind of came out after it kind of settled in my brain, the pictures and everything. And I mean, I didn't write it immediately, but it kind of percolated in my brain until it finally came out. And
Yeah.
Terry,
what was your impression of the book?
I love it, and I think it's very timely. I mean, obviously the artwork is lovely, and the characters are likable and easy to identify with. But it does have these themes that are prevalent right now of both friendship and diversity, and touches a little bit on bullying, and it's all kind of built into the story. So it has really more than one message.
And I think, kindness, especially as you said right now, it's very timely, for the times that we find ourselves living in. We can all do with a bit of kindness and tolerance. And the funny thing is, I don't know about you, but it seems that when we teach a child something, we teach society something, because children are like sponges, aren't they? They soak things up so quickly.
Yeah.
And, what do they want to do? The minute they've learned something new, they've read something exciting, they run home to mom and dad or uncle or aunt or anybody, and they want to tell them, and they bubble over with it. So it's a great way of getting a message out. I know that with COVID, for example, they were saying how many, how the children reinforced the idea of washing your hands because it was something that they were taught. And so to me, this book, teaching children about kindness, is not just teaching children, but it's teaching society to be more kind.
I think that's true. I think that's true.
And we can definitely do with a bit of that, with what's going on around us right now, just talking about kindness. How did you come up with the names of the characters in the book, Thornton?
Well, it's kind of like the title too, Between Fins, which I've always, as long as you've known me, both of y'all know me, I like to do things that are titles and ideas that are what they call double entendre, titles that have different meanings, right? Or subtle meanings, right? And I thought most people would be able to pick up on Between Friends as versus Between Fins. And I guess the title, even though they're not maybe unique names, Smiley and Sunny, that's where I got them from observing two little fish in the actual two fish in the of all the fish in the I think it just kind of those names kind of popped into me. They seem fitting for the characters, of what they look like and everything. So
I also thought it was really clever of you to use sort of Between Fins, between friends. It just kind of made sense. How have people received the book so far?
Talking to me or to Terry?
Terry.
Terry? Mm-hmm.
I've only heard positive comments so far. So, I mean, that's always encouraging when a brand new book comes out and you start hearing positive things. So.
Absolutely.
And I think it does have such positive messages, just the one fish that saves Smiley and Sunny, he looks different. He looks scary. But just because somebody looks different or scary doesn't mean they're a bad person. And all of those messages that are built into the book are just so pertinent for our kids today.
Kind of subtle hidden messages, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
I do believe so, and I think it's phenomenal. It's a very important message to let children or people know that just because somebody looks different doesn't make them less deserving of compassion, or being your friend, or being nice to them, or being kind to them. Um, Friendships can take all different kinds of forms. And the one thing I really like to talk about often is that, you don't have to be friends with somebody that is just the same age as you, for example, or they're the same height as you, or they're the same build as you. And I think that's kind of one of the things that's coming across in the book, isn't it, Thornton?
It is definitely. And I guess everybody picked up on the name Kingfin as versus Kingpin, right? Really.
You're very clever when it comes to things like that.
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming that maybe people are picking up on that, but maybe they're not. Maybe but but yes, it is really important, with not just being friends with people that look like you the same, or do everything the same you do, or believe the same way you do, right? It's important to be friends with all types of people, right? All ages, all races, all everything, right? So
Absolutely, definitely got to do that. Now, I was sent two little videos, and I'm just going to play them quickly.
okay.
Hey, Lacey here. Just wanted to say congratulations to both Thornton and Alice on a beautiful, incredible, inspiring book. Between Fins is amazing.
So excited for both of you on the new book release. And I am Mary Elizabeth Jackson, and these are two of my favorite people in the whole world. And Thornton Cline and I have a couple of books out. You should check our book series out, Poolicious. Alice Antony was our illustrator as well, and she is one of the best illustrators there is. I'm so excited for both of you, and I hope this book does so well. I know it's going to. It's just a precious story. I love it.
Wow, I thought that was really nice to get those messages from Lacey and Mary. Now you work with both Lacey and Mary, isn't it?
Very talented people, very, very talented. It's amazing how I run into people that I can't explain it, but I run into people. It's like that we're just meant to work with together and write or do projects together. And I think it's just amazing too how Terry connected and got to know each other too. I just think that's just amazing. There are all these book publishers there at the Southern Festival of Books. We're talking about, this is a large book festival, probably reaches 50 to 100,000 people. A lot of people come out to that on a 3-day event. And here I start connecting with Terry Jarrell, and I really admire her books. I think the books are great. I mean, you should take a look at some of the other ones. Her company is called, well, correct me if I'm wrong, is SYP Kids and SYP Publishing and Southern Yellow Pine Publishing. But SYP Kids would be, I guess, what Between Fins is under right now. So, and check out the website. Her website's beautiful. Do you have something you show on her website, or a link or whatever that would be?
So definitely go and check out Southern Yellow Pine Publishing to know more about them. And are there particular kind of authors that you work with, Terry?
Many of the authors are relatively new, but not all. Obviously, Thornton's had multiple books out. I like to choose authors who are driven, who believe in their own books, who are not afraid the publishing industry is changing vastly. It was changing prior to COVID, and now COVID has unleashed a whole new set of things. So it's very important that the authors believe in their own books and are willing to do the footwork to help get it out there. And so I try to choose authors that have special books, that are dedicated, and that are willing to get out there and work them.
Well, Thornton is all that and more. Thornton,
Yes, he is.
he definitely is all that and more. Thornton, can you read a section out of the book first? I've been waiting for this moment to
Sure.
ask you to read a
Sure.
section out of the book.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. I guess. Yeah, it'd probably be good not to give it away, right? But maybe. But
No, not just a teeny little bit, so that people, just get a little taste of the book. And this book is available over on Amazon Live. So please do check out, if you are watching us over on Amazon, do have a look. You'll see that Between Fins is in the carousel there. So, and it's also available at all bookstores. But check out Between Fins in the carousel over on Amazon Live. Thornton, have you found a section to read for us?
also you can go to Southern Yellow Pine Publishing. Is that how it's spelled? Or it's SYP Publishing .com? Is that correct?
Yeah, Southern Yellow.
And you can buy it directly on that site too, on her. So there's a lot of websites that you can go and get it. But all right, now this one I want to show you. Everybody can see the pictures here. This is Kingfin over here, to the right, and my right, and then that's Sunny and Smiley there. And the part that says is, but Sunny and Smiley and Sunny were afraid of the giant fish with a long nose and scary smile. His fins were so big that when he swam past the other fish, he made giant waves. He was different than the other fish. Notice different. And Smiley and Sunny were scared to go near him for fear of being eaten alive. They call him Kingfin, Smiley said. Kingfin never bothered any of the fish. He never spoke to any of them either. He was always alone and didn't seem to have friends. But Smiley and Sunny feared Kingfin because they didn't look the same as they did. He didn't look the same as they did. Don't go near him. He is dangerous, the other fish warned. Smiley and Sunny avoided Kingfin. Then I'll just give. Then you can, everybody can check out the book. But one day when Smiley and Sunny were playing in the pink coral, Sunny got caught in the coral reefs. He moved his fins with all his might. Sunny tried to swim forward and backwards many times, but his body was stuck. Help! Someone help me! Sunny cried, but no matter how hard Sunny tried, he couldn't free himself. Smiley swam to get help from the other fish. And this is what it looks like right here, which is beautiful. It's you can see the coral.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely
isn't that beautiful?
gorgeous.
Yeah. It's actually breathtaking, stunning. Yeah. And then I'll just leave you this with the cliffhanger here. It says, while Smiley went to get help, Sunny was startled by a giant fish that swam toward him. Sunny recognized the fish as Kingfin, the silver fish with a long nose and scary smile. Sunny was terrified. Can you see that?
Yes.
Look at his expression. Look at the expression on his face. It's really very.
I know. It's very precious. Very precious. Very expressive. Alice did a great job there. Can you hold up the cover again for us?
Yes. Right here.
There we go.
Can I say something about Alice?
Yes.
Because she wasn't here today, so yes.
Alice's illustrations start out originally as watercolors. She paints watercolor paintings for each illustration. And so that's how these start out. It's not computer generated. It's actual artwork. that then is digitized into the books. But she does a beautiful job with the watercolors and the vibrancy of the colors.
I think so too. So she doesn't use, like, maybe unlike some other illustrators, they use they use computerized things, right? But she does it actually naturally with watercolors. So she takes her time and details everything, as you can well see.
Well, one can see that by the quality of the artwork. You know, there's just so much details. The colors are beautiful, and just everything about it. You know, I've seen the other work that she's done with you, Thornton. Her artwork is just absolutely amazing, and hopefully, again, sometime in the future, we can invite her onto the show and join us when she can. It'd be amazing to just talk to her about it as well. But a great job on that. Thornton, is there a particular age that you're aiming at with Between Fins?
Well, on this particular book, Market, Terry may, beg to differ on it, but is generally the ages of 4 to 8 years old. But I have found I've been already starting to do book signings. Terry knows this. I've been two book signings so far, and I've got more booked and everything. But we're going to be doing. I did at the Hendersonville local library here in Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is Nashville, just north of Nashville, and on the lake. And the kids just really loved it. The people that saw it and sold books, signed books, and yes, the reaction is really the faces light up. Basically, the kids. I did a reading too at both of the places, and the kids were really into it. They were engaged, which is neat because a lot of the kids today it's just really hard to get people engaged in anything. I mean, you really think about it with their phones and everything. But there were people that are much older, including adults. I observed that really enjoyed it too. The grandparents and other people that enjoyed it. And there were some people that were 10 and 11 years old that really liked it too. So I suspect it might have a broader range than just the 4 to 8. But Terry maybe can answer that too. So
I think that, again, is the primary market. Certainly some parents are going to buy it to read it to children who are younger. Certainly there are going to be some that are older. It's just got so many pertinent messages, and it's the colors are positive. The message is positive. It kind of draws people in. So I agree it has a little bit broader range. But I think that 4 to 8, pre-K to second grade, even going into third grade.
Yeah.
I think it has a very, very broad application. So Thornton, just hold up the book again. I just cannot get enough of that cover of Between Fins. It is just so. And the back cover, Thornton, what's on the back?
Oh yeah, the back is really neat because it has this short, brief synopsis and everything. But it's and it's got their logo on there, which is really Southern Yellow Pine, which is a really cool logo. Don't you think it's really neat with the pine? I think it is. I like the logo. But look at the octopus. Isn't that cool with the?
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Looks beautiful. Wow. There's just so much detail to see there. And it's really nice that it's got the synopsis on the back of the book. So for anyone that is watching, do go and get a copy of Between Fins. It is over in the carousel over on Amazon Live. It is available on Amazon. So do go and grab a copy of this amazing new book release by the award-winning author Thornton Cline. Thornton, any final words before we wrap up?
Well, no, I just think that it's really I like the message it says, and it's kind of like a little bit unexpected. I don't know if Terry would agree with me on that, but I think it's not as predictable as some books are, and I think that's really cool too, because you get to thinking, well, the fish is going to be eaten, and it may, when you read it, you got to find out, but it has actually a happy ending, so.
You don't want to give away too much of the story,
no.
But it's a beautiful book. It's called Between Fins. So go grab a copy of the book. Thornton, thank you so much for sharing a bit
Thank
of the
you.
backstory of Between Fins. Terry, thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely having you here and also hearing a little bit more about Southern Yellow Pine Publishing and just giving. Do you have a final word before we say goodbye to our audience, Terry?
Thank you for having us. We appreciate all you do to promote authors.
It's a big pleasure. Big pleasure. Lovely having you on the show. Thornton, thank you so much. Thank you for the
Thank
book.
you.
And
Awesome host, by the way. Awesome host. And I appreciate all those people that listen around the globe here. And I'll thank you for tuning in and watching. And people that are starting out to write, to keep writing, write, not give up. Don't let rejection is part of the process anyway, but don't give up and everything. And thank you, Terry, for being here on the show today and your support too and everything. Appreciate your encouragement and support.
Big pleasure, everyone. Take care and go and grab a copy of Between Fins by the award-winning author and songwriter Thornton Cline. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and goodbye for now.